Namaste, namaste, and welcome to Friday night chair yoga. Tonight we're going to start standing up because we can, and it's a nice way to practice at this time of the day where we start standing, we do something with our bodies, a little bit more vigorous practice, and then end up sitting down in the chair. Anytime you want to sit down instead, you can, of course. So bring your feet to a comfortable distance for you, whatever feels good. Try not to lock the knees absolutely straight, so keep them just a little soft around the knees, encouraging the muscles to work. And we're going to rest our hands onto our abdomens. If you prefer, you can rest the palms together at the center of the chest. Soften your shoulders. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. If you prefer, you can just gaze at one point ahead of you. And take this moment to step away from the other things going on in your life, in your house, and step into your yoga space. Put on that yoga hat and bring your awareness to your body. Feel how your body is feeling right now. Feel the areas that perhaps need a little extra attention during our class tonight. The areas of holding or tension or stiffness or pain, and the areas that are quieter, softer, more peaceful. Notice the breath that you're breathing right now. Notice the sensation of the air moving in and out of the nostrils. And the sensation of the body moving as you breathe. Which parts of the body move first? And which part of the body moves last as the breath leaves the body? On your next exhalation, just gently drawing the navel in to help the exhale be more full, and then breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the back, the chest. Breathing out slowly, deeply, and completely, using that engagement across the belly muscles. Breathing deeply into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out slowly, fully, completely. Breathing in, finding any space in the torso to move your breath into. Make it three-dimensional, moving backwards, forwards, sideways. And making that exhalation just a little slower than the inhale, a little deeper, engaging across the navel. Keep breathing in this way, but see if you can soften also any effort from your face, any tension from the shoulders, the jaw. And then for the next couple of breaths, allow the inhalation to fill you and lift you tall. And as you exhale, simply softening the shoulders down, but keeping that lift through the center of the body. So keeping that space that you found with your inhaled breath. Breathing in, feeling the breath lift you tall, maybe growing another half an inch. And then softening the shoulders, maybe softening the chest, but not losing that height. At the end of your next exhalation, you can relax your arms down and bring your chin towards your chest. And just observing first that gentle length down the back of the neck. And when you're ready, you can roll your right ear towards your right shoulder, chin back to the chest, left ear to left shoulder, and chin to chest. So going as slowly as feels comfortable for you, exploring all of the spaces down the sides of the neck, the back of the neck, the front of the neck. Experiencing that connection between the neck, the shoulders, the back, the chest, the jaw, the side of the face. And if you want to, you can make circles with your head, but you don't need to. But if you'd like to, you can. Perhaps just a little more gently than the sideways rolling. And if you're rotating, you can go in the opposite direction as well, just whenever you're ready. And then in your own time, bringing your head back to center. If you've been practicing with your eyes closed, you can open them. If you would like to keep them closed, you can, of course. And we're going to just take the feet a little bit wider apart. Soften our knees a bit deeper so we feel the weight of the body come into the heels, and then gently twisting in our Kati Chakrasana. So allowing the arms to be really heavy, the shoulders loose, the fingers and elbows relax. What a wonderful way to end the day, especially on such a sunny day. So gently tapping the body with the arms, or the hands rather, allowing your head to follow the movement, a little firmness across the belly muscles perhaps. And in your own time you can free your feet, so you pivot on your feet. And if you'd like to add a bounce, you can bounce the knees in the center, just a little, just a little buoyancy there, just a little bounce. And if you'd like to, you can touch the opposite shoulder in front of you and the opposite hip behind you. And then when you're ready, you can release the bounce, just allow the arms to sway, and then bring your feet to steadiness and lose your momentum a little at a time until you're back to standing steady yourself in the center. When you come to center, taking the fingertips to the shoulders, and we'll breathe in, drawing the elbows together and up in front, and breathe out, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other and down behind. So a little rotation through the shoulders here, and you don't need to start with such full circles. You can build up to it if it feels better for you to do that. We'll do one more in this direction. And then reversing that motion, breathing in, taking the elbows back and up, breathing out, elbows towards each other and down. Coordinate the breath with your movement. Feel free to move your head to free your neck, not keeping it centered or still or stiff or rigid. Lovely job. We'll do just one more in this direction as well. And then releasing the arms down to the sides, giving the shoulders a little wiggle if they need a little wiggle. We're going to move down our torsos to take the hands onto the hips, little softness in the knees, and begin with making just very nice natural circles with the hips, but keeping the rest of the body a little bit more still. So trying to keep your heart centered, your knees perhaps a little bit more centered, the ankles a little bit more centered as the hips do the work. Very good. And then we'll go the opposite way as well. And you can make as small a movement as feels comfortable to you. Perhaps even just a little tipping backwards and forwards is better. If it rolling doesn't suit you, that's okay. Very good. And then we're going to come back to the center and take an opportunity just to come onto the ball of one foot and see if you can turn the toes towards the floor. So we don't want to take all of the weight off that foot. We want to use the weight of the leg to turn the toes under and just stretch through the front of the ankle, and then step back onto that foot and do the same on the other side. And if you prefer to sit down for this, that's okay, no problem at all. Just a little holding stretch of the front of the ankle and then back to the center. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to go through a little bit more vigorous movement with the shoulders. So taking your right hand onto your right hip and a little softness in the knees, we're going to roll just the shoulder of the left side, but maybe moving our torsos as well. So a little firmness in the belly here, support from the right arm if you need it, and just finding that nice movement with the shoulder that feels really good, but feels connected. The rest of the body is moving too. Very good. And then we're going to allow the arm to join in the movement, a little softness in the elbow. And you may find that you move even more with your torso, or perhaps not, that's okay. Do something that feels natural. Very good. We're going to rest the arm down on this side and then roll in the opposite direction. So first starting with just the shoulder rolling. In the opposite direction, notice if this feels as natural or as comfortable. I find I have to make a slightly smaller movement in this direction, otherwise I catch something in my back, in my upper back. When you're ready, you can add your arm, a little softness in the arm, and don't forget to allow your neck to move as well. So if your shoulder is moving back and your chest is opening, then perhaps you're also moving your head. Very good. We'll do one more here and rest the left arm down and relax both arms. Just bring the feet a little closer towards each other, and as you stand in mountain pose, observe the difference between the two sides of the body. So perhaps you feel it more in the shoulder or the arm, but perhaps you can also feel it across the chest, across the upper back, down the sides of the body, maybe even around the side of the belly as well, or the back, who knows, or the hip. Could be anywhere. Okay, let's take our feet a little wider apart again. Softness in the knees, left hand onto the waist or wherever is supportive for you. Letting the right arm relax and starting with those shoulder rolls. So here, what we're doing is we're doing a familiar exercise or familiar practice, but in a slightly different way with slightly different awareness. And that allows us to perhaps notice something that we haven't noticed before. When you're ready, you can add your arm and see if there is something that you notice that you haven't noticed before. Allowing just a touch of engagement across the belly muscles to help stabilize this movement. Freeing the neck to move with the chest. And we'll do one more in this direction. Resting the arm down to the side, taking a moment and then rolling just the shoulder the opposite way. Noticing what is different in this direction. And then when you're ready, you can feel your arm really ready to get in on the action, can't you? So arm coming into the movement, allowing the torso to move, perhaps a little openness of the chest, turning in the head, engaging across the belly. And we'll do one more in this direction. And rest the right arm down to the side, rest both arms down, and just give the wrists a little bit of a shake out. And then we're going to bring our hands together, interlacing the fingers and just rolling the wrists. So making figure of eights with the wrists as we Keep the elbows quite close to the body. And then we roll in the opposite direction as well. Very good. And then we're going to take this, we're going to make the wave with our arms and elbows, or wrists and elbows. So you start by lifting one elbow and letting the hands follow. And then when you're ready, you can go in the opposite direction if you'd like to. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. I find whenever I've been knitting a lot, I've been knitting some dolls blankets for some of my pals' daughters. Whenever I've been knitting a lot, this is very nice to do. Okay, whenever you're ready, coming back to center, relaxing the arms, and we'll do a little standing chest opening. So with the feet nice and wide, little softness in the belly, dropping the weight, not softness in the belly, softness in the knees, dropping the weight into the heels, taking the elbows and palms towards each other, and then inhaling as you open your chest, looking up, and exhaling, rounding through the spine, draping the arms forward. So it's really the upper back we're trying to bend, inhaling, opening, exhaling, rounding, and not bend, but mobilize. Inhaling, maybe stick the tailbone out a little. Exhaling, tuck the tailbone under, scoop the belly in. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's finish with an inhale. And then just gently straightening the legs, floating the arms down to the side, rolling the shoulders, shaking out the fingers, doing whatever feels good. Fantastic stuff. Now we're going to sit for a little bit of lower limb limbering. That is quite the tongue twister. So here, I quite like to sit towards one side so that I've got more room to move the hip that I'm moving. So we're going to do some knee rotation. And if you sit to one side of your chair, you can use the other arm, the opposite arm, to hold on. So here I'm sitting towards the left, holding on by pressing down into the right foot and holding on with the right hand, and then just moving the left leg in a way that feels good. So tiny circles with your knee, going to bigger circles if you've got space and it feels okay to do that. A little bit of circling, a little bit of firmness in the belly here, and then we can go in the opposite direction as well. And you can really use that right arm for support. Fantastic stuff. One more, I think, and then float that foot to the floor. And we're going to shift ourselves over to the other side, if you want to do that. Holding on with the left leg pressing down firmly, left arm, and then just starting with small circles perhaps, and working up to slightly bigger circles, or whatever range of movement is naturally available. So not pressing, not forcing. We'll go the opposite direction as well. A little firmness across the belly. I like this variation with the holding on of the hand. Makes me feel much more stable, and I can do more with the hip that's moving. Lovely. And we'll rest down here. Fantastic stuff. So here in our seated position, we're going to do, I'm going to show you a seated variation and a standing variation of this. So we're going to lift the left leg up and press the left hand into the left thigh and lift the leg against our downward pressure. So we're two opposing forces, lifting up with the thigh and pressing down with the hand. And we're holding, so we don't want to be gripping so hard with gripping in our teeth, but we're holding that and then gently releasing. We're going to do it 3 times. So lifting the left leg up, pressing down with the left palm, lifting the thigh against the hand, holding maybe for a breath in and out, and gently releasing. One more time. Lifting, pressing down, deep breath in, deep breath out, and releasing down. Just feel the difference between the two sides of the body. As we come to practice on the opposite side, focusing again just on that little lift in the belly muscles. So right thigh up, pressing down with the right hand. The first one we're going to hold for just a little extra because I chatted. And then we can gently release. Very good. And we'll do two more. Lifting the right thigh, pressing down with the right hand, lifting against that downward pressure and gently releasing. One more time. Lifting, pressing, breathing, releasing. Very good. Okay. And then from here, we're going to stretch the legs out in front, keep the knees nice and bent, and just roll the feet at the ankles, and the knees will roll towards each other and apart. And we get a little roll of the femur bones, the thigh bones in the hip sockets, which is really, really good because there's no load. We can go the other way as well. So we get to make a nurturing movement that's lubricating for the joint and hopefully feels good, but without loading the joint in any way. Good, good stuff. Okay, bringing the feet back in for a little support. And here we will reach underneath the thigh, lift the left leg towards us. You can lean back to provide a bit of counterbalance if you like, firm in the belly and just gently kicking the left foot forward and backwards. So we're just doing a gentle kicking like this. We're not aiming to get the left leg straight. We're just bending the knee, again, to lubricate the joint. Smashing stuff. And when we've done a few kicks, you can hold the foot steady in the center and then make a little stirring. Do love a little stirring. Stirring of the left lower limb, and then releasing that foot to the floor, feeling the difference between the two sides, noticing if there's any area that feels like you held on too much, and encouraging that holding to come from the center of the body. And it's not just the superficial muscles that we're interested in. We're interested in recruiting those deeper muscles as well. Let's do the other side. So drawing the left thigh slightly towards you just for a little bend and stretch of the leg. And as you hold underneath the back of the thigh, you can probably feel your hamstrings contracting and lengthening as you do this. It's good to get in touch with those muscular movements. And then relaxing that foot, relaxing the toe of the foot as well, and making a little stirring. You can go as slowly as you like with this one. It doesn't need to be particularly fast. Very good. And then when you're ready, you can float this foot to the floor and just notice a little bit the difference between the two sides of the body. So having done all of that, we're going to stand up, do a down dog and a down dog variation, and then try a standing variation of the thigh press. We'll see. But so anyone who wants to do the seated variation, you know who you are, then you can absolutely do that. That's not a problem at all when we come to do it. So first we're going to do a little downward dog. So hands onto the back of the chair, walking your feet away, soft in the knees, lengthening your bottom, your tailbone behind you, and bringing your torso towards the floor, towards parallel to the floor. And here, if you want to, you can gently sway the hips from side to side. After all of that action through the pelvis, that might be quite useful. Or you might prefer to lengthen one leg and then bend the opposite side and go from side to side, walking your dog. If you're doing that, I encourage you to press down into your hands, maybe let a little rotation come through the upper body as well, looking a little from one side to the other. And then when you're ready, coming back to the center and pressing into the seat to look forward and walk towards the seat, coming up to standing. Excellent stuff. So I've got two different variations of this next exercise. The first variation is to stand on both feet, but step one foot back. So you've got weight through both feet, but your one foot is behind and you can reach the same arm upwards. And we can all do this. So let's try doing this all together. So we're going to step back the left foot, or whichever foot you have naturally stepped back, and then reaching the same arm upwards. Using the chair for support, don't lock your standing leg absolutely straight, so keep it a little bit soft. And then open your chest so you can look up, you can draw your shoulder blades towards each other. If you want, you can draw your left arm backwards a little. You can even bend the elbow or take the arm out to the side to do that. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then bring your arm back to the chair and then slide your left foot forward to stand onto both feet. Notice the difference between the two sides of the body. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Stepping back with the right foot, toes tucked under to give you support. Feeling that lift in the center of the body, lifting the right arm up. Perhaps rolling the shoulder blades towards each other. Perhaps taking your right arm out to the right would be easier, or not easier, but more spacious. Having a softness in that elbow. Try to remember not to lock that standing leg straight. Opening your chest for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then coming back to standing. Awesome sauce. So the second variation of that, just watching for a moment, is to do a downward facing dog, bringing the feet quite close together and then sliding one leg back behind you. And you can either hold with the foot on the floor, or you can encourage the buttock to work and lift the heel up behind you to lift the foot away from the floor. So if you do not want to do that, that's absolutely fine. Try another round of this one. And if you fancy doing a down dog to counterpose your openness, then you can as well. We'll perhaps take a down dog at the end. So if you want to do the down dog variation, this is really down dog into warrior 3. Stepping the feet back. Lengthening through the tailbone, keeping softness in both knees, really bending. We don't want to strain the back at all. Press down into the chair, lift the belly, and then slide your left foot back first. And perhaps just determine whether it feels strong to hold with the foot on the floor. And if it feels like you've got more to give, you can lift your left heel up behind you. Find that lift in the belly muscles. Press down into the right foot, press down into the hands, and then gently slide your left foot to the floor and back to center. In the center, you can give your hips a little wiggle if you want to. You can come up in between, but if you're able to, slide the right foot back, lifting the belly, pressing down into the left foot and the hands. And if you want to, you can lift your right heel up, engaging the buttocks. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, and then taking the right foot down, sliding the foot in. So if you've done the other variation, you might want to come for a down dog now. We're going to widen our feet and just gently sway the hips from side to side to give ourselves a little bit of release across the low back. And in your own time, look towards your chair, come towards the chair. Take a break, hold on to that chair as much as you need to, and give yourself time to allow the blood to settle into all of the spaces it's supposed to be. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so I promised that we would do a different variation of the thigh lift, and we're going to do that now. So you can use your chair on your right side for support, for balance, or a wall if it's handy. And we're going to take the feet a little bit closer together than we normally practice and normally work. And the reason for that is we want to center the weight over the standing leg. So we're going to take the weight onto the right foot and lift the left foot so the toes are on the floor, and feel the buttock and thigh of the right leg working. So don't allow it to fall out to the right. Draw it into the center and lift, lifting in the belly, lifting in the pelvic floor. We're going to bring the left thigh up and press the left hand down and the left thigh up at the same time. If you want to do this without holding onto the chair, you can. It's harder to do. We're going to hold for a deep breath in Deep breath out, and then float that left leg to the floor. And if you want to do the sitting variation that we did earlier again, then that is absolutely fine as an alternative. Now, if you want to, you can swap your chair to the other side. I'm going to attempt to do it freestanding. Taking the feet towards each other again, taking the weight onto the left leg, taking the right toes to the floor. And don't allow your left hip to sag out to the left. Squeeze the buttock and thigh. Lift in and up, firming the belly and the pelvic floor. And then bringing the right thigh up, pressing the left hand down as you lift the thigh against the hand. And we're going to hold for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then gently release. Standing onto both feet. Just feeling the difference between the two sides of the body. If you need to here, widening your feet and giving your hips a little bit of a wiggle. Very good. So it's a really good practice for stabilizing the hips, that one that we've just done. Sitting is good. Standing is slightly more effective. But it doesn't matter how we get there. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's all absolutely super. Okay, so I had a moment of inspiration and I've lost it. Just as we were doing that, I thought, yes, this is what we're going to do next, and then I've lost it completely. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to practice our warrior twos, and we're going to sit down to do that. So we'll come into a nice seated position. And we're going to take our right foot out to the right, and you can support as much of your thigh as you want. So if you sit your buttocks over to the left side of the chair, then your right thigh will be very supported. There'll probably be very little weight into your foot, or you can sit towards the right side of the chair or anywhere in between, and you'll take a little bit more weight onto the right foot there. And then stepping your left foot out to the left in a way that feels open between the knees, opens the groin, and feels comfortable also for you. Okay, so here we are just going to practice our arms. So arms are going to reach out to the sides. We're going to turn the palms up today. And in the center, we're going to draw the arms up as we look up and breathe in. And then take the arms down as we look over our right hand and breathe out, palms turned upwards. Shoulder blades working towards each other, firmness in the belly, pressing both feet down. Inhale, looking up, drawing the palms towards each other. And exhale, looking over the right hand, palms out to the side. One more, inhaling up and exhaling down. And then here, we're going to bring the left hand to the right hand, inhaling, and then exhaling as we draw our bow. So we become archers, lifting the right hand and bringing the left hand to the jaw. Coming back to center with both palms turned up and the torso more centered, bringing the left hand forward to the right, and then drawing the bow, aiming high, and then back to center. A little firmness in the belly to do this. One more time, left hand forward, draw your bow, and back to the center. And then from here, we're going to bring our right forearm, so it could be the hand, could be the forearm, could be a little bit more towards the elbow, whatever feels good, down onto the right thigh and reach the left arm over towards the right. And here we're trying to create that sense of length between the left toes and the left fingertips for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then here, if you can, press into your right hand, right arm, and just open your chest a little bit towards the ceiling. Another deep breath in and deep breath out. To come up, turn the left palm up and then press up, lifting with the belly muscles to come back to center. And we're going to relax our arms down to our side. Bend the left knee Bring it back towards the right. So maybe end up sitting in the direction of the right. And we're just going to paddle our feet around to the center. And then we're going to take a twist to the right. So taking the arms nice and wide, feet and knees closer together, then taking the left arm across the body to the right thigh, right arm behind you, roll the shoulder blades down to lengthen through the crown of the head and gently twist. You don't need to use any particular leverage, but if you want to, just see where your shoulders get to, see if you want to add your head, see if you want to add your eyes, all turning to the right. Deep breath in. Soft shoulders, soft face, deep breath out. And then unwinding the head first, back to the center, releasing the hands, unwinding and turning a little bit to the opposite side, and back to the center. Great stuff. Okay, guys, so the same thing to our opposite side. We're going to take the left thigh and knee and point it out to the left and reach, keep sort of shifting myself on my chair, reaching the right foot out to the side as well. So we've got left knee bent, foot underneath the knee, and right leg open. That's that sense of openness across the groin. That's what we're after. A little firmness in the belly, reaching the arms wide with the palms turned upwards. Inhale, take the arms up, bringing the palms towards each other, looking up, and then exhale, arms down at shoulder height, looking over the left upturned palm. Inhaling up, firm in the belly, and exhaling down, draw the shoulder blades towards each other, create openness across the tops of the shoulders. One more, inhaling up, and exhaling down. And then just let your breath be in a natural rhythm. Bring the right arm across the body as you twist towards that left hand, and then draw your bow, lifting the left arm up, bringing the right hand back to your jaw, a little openness down that side of the body, and back to center. Bringing the right hand forward as we gently twist through the torso, and then draw your bow, aiming nice and high, back to the center. Last time, taking the right hand to the left, and then drawing your bow, and back to center. Very good. And then from here into our extended side angle pose, either with the left hand or the left lower forearm or towards the elbow supporting on the left thigh, we're going to reach the right arm over. And it doesn't matter if you're not reaching with the arm, you could have your hand on your waist, or you could reach slightly forward if that's more comfortable for your shoulder. We'll take a deep breath in, just drawing the shoulder blades together, deep breath out, firm in the belly, and then pressing into the left forearm to open the chest a little bit towards the ceiling for a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Returning more to center, turning the palm of the right hand up, and then coming back to the center, really firm in the belly, releasing the arms down. You can bend your right knee in and draw the right knee to the left, and then do your little ballerina pitter-patter back to center. That's what we're going to call it from now on. And when you come to center, bringing both knees towards each other, the feet or ankles towards each other, reaching the arms wide, we do a little twist to the left, right arm comes across the body to the left thigh, left hand behind, roll the shoulder blades so that you lengthen through the back of the body, and then gently twist. Just allowing your shoulders to get to wherever they get to. Add your head if you'd like to, add your eyes if you'd like to. In your twist, soften your shoulders, firm your belly, and take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. To release out, turn the head only to the center, then releasing the arms, unwinding the spine a little bit to the opposite side, and back to center. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so we're going to finish with a little more gentle side bending perhaps, and then some forward bending as well. So taking the feet apart, the knees are apart as well. If you want to, you can turn your feet out a little bit more if that suits you, but it depends where they fall. Find your way. Okay, and then here we're going to reach the arms up, and they can be forward as if we were holding a big beach ball and finding that lift in the center, but we want to press down into the feet, almost like we were about to stand up. So that kind of stability in the feet. And then here we're gently going to sway to the right and then back to the center and then sway to the left and back to the center. Feel that hollow space as you go from side to side, just underneath the rib cage, still pressing into the feet all of the time. Let's do 2 more to each side. There we go. And last time to the left. When we come to center this time, we're going to bring the palms towards each other, draw the hands down the center of the body, take the hands to the thighs. If your toes are turned out, turn them forward, and then gently fold forward over your thighs to a point that feels comfortable for you. It could be much higher up. You don't need to fold all the way in, but wherever you are, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and then press firmly into the feet, scoop the belly in and bring the hands to the top of the knees and press into the hands to lever yourself back up to seating. Seating, you know what I mean. Okay, upright. There we'll go with upright. Upright is so good, so concise, so accurate. So from here, we're going to take the hands back onto the knees and lean just a touch forward. So we want to feel the belly lifting and feel that we can, from the hips, lean ourselves forward as if the spine is moving as one complete unit. So we don't want to round at all. We want to move forward just straight. So roll the shoulder blades together, little lean forward, and then swaying the chest from side to side. And as you do, feeling that lift underneath the rib cage in the belly muscles as well, and press down with the hands so that you can feel perhaps a little bit of space opening up in the low back. No twinging, no catching, no straining. And when you're ready, coming back to center, we're just going to bring ourselves upright again. So we're going to do another set of side bending and come into a fuller forward bend and see if we can find some extra space that way. So taking the arms out to the side, this time we're going to do crossover arms for our side bending. So we're going to breathe in here and breathe out as we take the right arm across the body, the left arm across the body. Breathe in back to center, press down into the feet, lift in the belly, breathing out over to the left. Breathing in back to the center, breathing out over to the right. Breathing into the center, breathing out over to the left. Let's do 1 more to each side. Breathing in, breathing out. So graceful, girls. Well done. Breathing in and breathing out. Come back to center, breathe in, open your chest. And as you breathe out, taking the hands to the tops of the knees, sliding forward and down, and just seeing if it feels comfortable to perhaps go a touch deeper into your forward fold without strain, without the danger of hurting yourself at all. Just a deep breath in, relax the back of the neck, maybe turn the head gently from side to side. Deep breath out, and then scoop the belly in, press the feet down, take the hands to the tops of the knees, and use a little bit of leverage of the arms to help you come back into an upright position. And there ends our movement portion of the class. And now we're going to move towards relaxation. So if you want to, you can help your knees towards each other and just give yourself a moment to Bring everything back into center. I tell you what we're going to do. We'll just do another quick thing for the arms. Let's take the arms apart one more time. Wrap the right arm over the left arm and just hug the shoulders towards each other. Now here, all we're going to do is this. We're going to let the arms be heavy onto the chest. Maybe gently turn the head from side to side. Take a few deep breaths into that space between the shoulder blades. And if you'd like to here, you can cross the left ankle over the right ankle and just press the knees towards each other as well at the same time. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to uncross our arms first. Just let them relax down to the side and then uncross our legs if they were crossed at the ankle. If they weren't, that's okay. Take a moment, maybe roll the shoulders. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. So reaching the arms wide, taking the left arm over the right arm, hugging the shoulders, allowing the weight of the arms to be against the chest. If you'd like to, cross the right ankle over the left ankle and just imagine pressing the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles towards each other. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and we'll do just one more of those. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And uncrossing the arms first, allowing the arms to relax down to the sides, uncrossing the legs when you're ready, letting the legs fall a comfortable distance apart, rolling the shoulders, maybe just gently turning the head from side to side if that feels good, shaking out the wrists if you need to, and then gather anything you need for relaxation. So perhaps, I don't know if you need a blanket today. I'm going to use a blanket because I foolishly am in just a vest top. And so I'm going to wrap my blanket around me like this. So coming onto your chair, again, if you've had to move to get your equipment, and supporting the feet if you need to, settling yourself back into your seat so that you are able to relax the spine a little bit, relax the effort of the abdominal muscles. Allow the back of the chair to support you because you're really sitting snug up against it. And when you've found that spot that feels just right, resting the hands wherever they feel comfortable. Closing your eyes. And taking a moment to allow the body to arrive in this position. To feel that sense of coming to center again. A point of balance. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Repeat 3 more times. A deep breath in, let all of your effort go. A deep breath in, let your muscles begin to relax. Last breath in and surrender your weight back and down. Allow your breath to fall into its natural rhythm, falling away into quietness. Take your awareness into your forehead, feel it soften and spread. Feel the area around your eyes relaxing, your mouth, tongue, jaw releasing. start at the top of your body, at the very crown of your head, and allow the body to feel as if it is melting. The top of the head, releasing, softening the sides of the head, the neck, the throat, all surrendering down. Have a sense of the shoulders letting go, the arms, elbows, wrists, hands and fingers all releasing and relaxing. The chest softening, the upper back tension melting away. Allow the center of the body to be soft, the abdomen relaxed, the back of the waist, the low back releasing. Let go of any tension across the buttocks, the pelvis, the groins. Relax the legs, knees, calves, ankles, feet and toes. The whole body, heavy, warm, supported, and relaxing down. Move your awareness to your breath and gently deepen your breath, finding a natural pattern of breath for you. With each breath in, you draw in prana, energy, vitality, harmony. And with each breath out, releasing tension, fatigue, negativity, discomfort. If you'd like to work with a little mantra during your relaxation, you can breathe in love and breathe out peace. Allow your breath to continue in that deep rhythm, breathing in love, breathing out peace for the remainder of your relaxation, softening deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your hands and your feet by moving your fingers and toes. And if you'd like to, you can roll your wrists and your ankles. Whenever you feel ready, taking a deep breath in and stretching the body in any way that feels good. Oh, maybe stretching the face of the yawn. Then bringing the palms of the hands together, rubbing them, just starting slow perhaps. But when you're ready, when you feel that it feels right to you, you can press a little more firmly, you can rub a little quicker, just getting some heat into the palms of the hands. And if they warm up quickly, you can place them over your eyes whenever you're ready. If they take a little bit longer, just keep going. And when the time is right, placing the palms over the eyes so that warmth softens and releases any residual tension left around the eyes. Blinking into your palms a few times and then releasing your hands as you open your eyes. Thank you for joining this gentle evening practice. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you again, but happy Easter to everyone. Namaste.